Hey, so last week I entered a game jam and I've made this little game. So I wanted to show it off a bit, and you can play it on itch.io. There will be a link in the description below. Um, so the theme of the jam was growing, and so I just decided to do a game about nature and the growing tree. So as you can see now, it starts with a seed planting, and the goal of the game is to just grow the highest tree. So you can select some upgrades like adding branch or like increasing the size of the tree, the branch, etc. There is like plenty of upgrades. You can pay with some specific resources you can see on the top left. And once you decided on the upgrade, you can click the little time icon on the bottom right, and the tree will start simulating. If you followed some of the video of the channel, you can see like the tree algorithm, or at least the rendering part is done like is the same as the tentacle I've made on a previous video. So I decided to use that for the rendering of the tree here. One thing is that if you want the shadow of the tree branches and trunk, you have to enable ray tracing since they are like done on the GPU. I can't really like allow the shadow without some tricks, and I didn't have time to make the tricks. So if you enable ray tracing, performance will suffer, of course. So as you wish, you can play it fine without. As you can see, when you select some upgrades, others will appear after. You can unlock some upgrades. And I don't think I will show off too much, but the goal is basically to make the highest tree possible with the restraints made by the rules. If you trunk strengths, you can see on the top left reach 0, then you lose. So be careful with that. You lose some strengths each age. So before starting a new age and seeing your tree grow, you should check out what your resources are. The game is pretty unbalanced. I didn't really have time to like really balance it. I did a bit by the end. There might be a patch available on the itch.io page. I'm trying to upload one, but I have some trouble uploading it. So depending on when you check out the project, there might be like a version 1.1, or you can download the latest, or if you really want to rate it for the jam itself, you can just download the raw version with a few minor breaking bugs. I won't talk about them. You will see. You might see them. They are pretty like hidden. So yeah, I think it's a cool concept. Of course, in such a short amount of time, we really didn't have time to flesh it out, and I wish I could have added more upgrades and balance there more. You can see there's like also a weather mechanic. I would have liked to like improve a bit. Right now, it just add a few resources each age, but maybe some upgrades depending on the weather would have been cool too. So yeah, you can see also on the bottom left you have two buttons if you want to control like how the tree grow. You can like change the bias of the branches, so you can make the branches go more sideways or more upwards. And there is also a leaderboard you can recognize from my previous projects. So you can input your name and send your maximum tree height you have currently, and the goal is to be the best. There are some already high score to beat, so good luck with that. One tip is lower your graphic settings if you really want to get high, because with a high number of branch, it starts to lag a bit. So if you put everything in ultra, can can stutter a bit. Here we can see there are two other modes. So uh, this is like the 999 mode, where you just have all the resources you want and all upgrades are unlocked. So you can mess a bit with like the rule and check all the possible upgrades, and test a bit the limit of the game, and just have fun and try to see what the upgrades really do. Yeah, I also wanted to shout out Vianney Portefeuille for the music. He proposed himself to make it, and it's actually great. Maybe not the best quality, but I really like it, and I think it fits the theme of the game really well. So thanks. So I will let this play out a bit. And you can see there is also some events appearing. There aren't a bunch of them, but some are unlocked under certain conditions, as like the upgrades, and they give minor bonuses or penalties if you choose right or wrong, or sometimes there is no right or wrong. I feel like they they usually don't appear this often, but yeah, it's another thing I would have liked to do a bit more, but it's really time consuming to make the icons and the events themselves. So I think there is like 10 or 11 of them. And the final mode is just about the simulation itself. So you'll see on the top right, you can have parameters of the simulation. You can change like the maximum number of branch, the speed of the growth of the branch and the trunk, and like how much branch spawn, etc., etc. And this can be really intensive depending on what settings you just do. You can also put negative values on some of them, because I didn't have time to clamp them. So be careful if you set the spawn interval in a negative value, because it will mean it will spawn every frame. So it will crash your computer really quick. But yeah, you can see once you start an age, it doesn't stop, and the tree will grow infinitely. With the settings you've applied, you can change the settings at runtime too. And if you want to stop the simulation, change some parameters, or just look at the tree, you can just click on the icon. It's still rotating. It's another bug, of course. These last two modes I didn't really have time to test, because I just added them right by the end. But I think they can be like pretty fun for a few minutes to check the simulation. Here you can see the branch count is like a bit too much for my computer and for the ray tracing part, so maybe I should have lowered the settings. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, if you want to play the game, check the link in the description below. And don't forget to also try the other games from the other people of the jam. They are all amazing too. And see you next time.